I remember my folks going to New Zealand a few times over the years. Each time they returned, they felt feeling as though something was unfinished. And it wasn't because they missed a particular landmark or a specific tour, but simply because it takes time to truly understand what is right in front of you. And that realization is at the core of our LiveAway philosophy. Now, it can seem like a long way to go for a place that at first glance seems much like Canada, but believe me, once you've spent some time there, you'll realize just how different it truly is.
So similar to many parts of Canada in the mountainous area, but it's just beautiful, it's natural, it's welcoming. Everything surrounds us. The lakes surround us, the mountains surround us, people surround us.
My name is Gordon Dreger, and I'm the founder of Wheel and Anchor, and I want to invite you to join us for a 3-week immersion into the spirit of Aotearoa. We've moved away from the frantic pace of traditional touring to create a journey that allows us to settle in and notice the details most travelers miss. We aren't just visiting New Zealand, we're living there as temporary locals, moving with the unhurried rhythm of the islands.
Wow, wow, wow. C'est merveilleux, merveilleux, merveilleux.
Our path follows a deliberate transition from the urban pulse of the North Island to the rugged spiritual heart of the South. We begin our journey in Auckland, where we'll spend a full week standing at the edge of the Pacific. We'll trace the volcanic ridgelines that shape the city's skyline before heading south by road. Our second stop is Rotorua, a landscape of steaming vents and quiet redwood groves that serves as the cultural center of the Maori people. Finally, we'll board a flight to the South Island, descending into the dramatic alpine scenery of Queenstown.
I'd come here for an ice cream. You can actually go upstairs and sit up there. Again, I got another beautiful view of the lake. In the weekend, there'll be little markets here, numerous bars and restaurants. If you get thrown out of one, you can find another one.
We have that problem.
This isn't a line on a map. It's an evolution from the cosmopolitan harbor life of the North to the ancient gold-flecked history of the Otago region. We'll take 3 full weeks to appreciate every kilometer, ensuring we have the room to think, to connect with each other, and to truly absorb the essence of this magnificent country. We'll start our 3-week stay in Auckland, a city that rewards the unhurried walker. Our home for the first week is in the heart of downtown, just a short stroll from the harbor. We'll spend our first few days finding our bearings, locating the neighborhood grocery stores and the best sidewalk cafes to watch the world go by. We'll travel to Hahe Beach, the gateway to a world of sea caves and volcanic reefs, which we'll explore from the water, drifting through the marine reserve and beneath the massive white limestone arches of Cathedral Cove.
Local Māori legends say it is the tooth of an enormous shark, placed here as a trophy by one of the demigods of the Māori culture.
Then it's all aboard on a narrow gauge train that winds through the regenerating forest, culminating with a panoramic view back across the Hauraki Gulf. This is a perfect example of why we take time to venture a little further afield. As we leave the capital behind and travel toward Rotorua, the atmosphere shifts. This region is the home of the Maori, who established themselves here long before Europeans arrived. Here, we'll dive deep into the concept of whakapapa, or genealogy, and the cultural presence that continues to shape modern New Zealand. Among the most stirring experiences will be a haka performance, a powerful introduction to the traditions and resilience of the descendants of this land.
So birth, life, death and afterlife was adopted quite well within the Maori culture.
The physical landscape here is just as profound. We'll spend time at Hell's Gate, a thermal reserve where the earth feels alive. We'll walk through fields of steaming vents and boiling pools, seeing the gray mud that contains fine ash from ancient eruptions. After the walk, we'll settle into the mud baths and sulfur spas, a traditional wellness practice that has been part of this region for centuries. For a moment of absolute stillness, we'll head to the Whakareorewa forest. Here, century-old Californian redwoods tower above us, their massive trunks creating a natural cathedral that makes the rest of the world feel very far away. We'll take to the Redwoods Tree Walk, a series of suspended bridges that lead us 20 meters up into the canopy itself. There's a particular kind of peace found in the middle of a forest like this, and it's a moment we'll certainly want to linger in, simply breathing in the scent of the pine and the damp earth. Our final week takes us to the South Island and the town of Queenstown. It's a place that attracted global attention in the 1860s when a Maori sheep shearer found gold in the Arrow River. Today, that history still lines the streets of nearby Arrowtown, where we'll walk through the old gold rush infrastructure. Queenstown has since become a world-renowned center for adventure, but we'll experience it with a much more unhurried perspective. Our apartments here face Lake Wakatipu with views that stretch across to the Queenstown Gardens and the shoreline walking tracks. We'll take the Skyline Gondola up to Bob's Peak to witness the sun setting over the mountains known as the Remarkables. There's something about the scale of the landscape here that invites reflection, whether we're walking the level routes along the lakefront, riding a jet boat in the nearby canyons, or driving through the countryside. The presence of the alpine peaks is constant. One of the highlights of our stay will be an afternoon spent among the vines of central Otago. We'll visit the Airburn Estate, a magnificent property where the history of the land meets the craft of the vintner. We'll spend time in the barrel room, surrounded by the cool air and the scent of aging oak, to sample the Pinot Noirs that have put this region on the world map.
Are you ready to drink some wine? Yes! Perfect.
It's a particular treat for us as Canadians because so many of these incredible wines never actually make it to our store shelves at home.
They are all small and independent. Very small for some of them, is why they don't have any cellar door, so we are the cellar door for them.
They're produced in small quantities and kept right here.
And the last one, it will be a Pinot Noir. Okay?
While our hubs provide the comfort of a home, we'll also venture into the more remote corners of the country. We'll spend a full day traveling along the scenic Milford Road, passing through Mirror Lakes and the expansive Eglinton Valley.
We are about to embark on this incredible little voyage. This is stunning everywhere you look. Are you ready for this adventure? Excellent haka, Blair, excellent haka.
In Milford Sound, we'll board a cruise to sail beneath Mitre Peak and alongside dramatic cliffs and tumbling waterfalls. If we're lucky, we'll spot fur seals or even dolphins playing in the wake of the boat. We'll also make a stop that is perhaps more famous than remote in the traditional sense, but no less transportive. Tucked into the rolling green hills of the Waikato is Hobbiton. Now, thousands of people flock here every year, and it's easy to see why once you're standing there.
Oh, there you go. It does ring. Oopsie.
There's an incredible feeling that comes with stepping onto what is essentially a living movie set.
What do you think about standing in one of the most famous movie sets of all time?
There we are.
Wow, this is so cool.
Yes. I don't know if anyone's home.
Do you feel like a hobbit?
I always feel like a hobbit.
As we wander past the colorful hobbit holes and the neatly tended gardens, you really do feel as though you've stepped directly into the pages of a story.
Welcome to Hobbiton, where you can experience being inside the film set, including lying in the Hobbit bunk bed.
It's a bit of cinematic magic that reminds us how a landscape can be shaped as much by imagination as it is by the elements. But perhaps the most magical night of the trip happens on the still waters of Lake McLaren. We'll board the big canoe, a custom-built stable canoe designed for groups, and we'll drift into a narrow canyon with steep volcanic cliffs. As we move further in, thousands of glowworms will appear along the walls in dense, flickering clusters. It's a silent, bioluminescent beauty that surrounds you completely. Traveling through a place as magnificent as New Zealand can be an overwhelming experience if you try to do it too quickly. At Wheel and Anchor, we believe the best stories aren't found in a list of monuments, but in the shared laughter over a meal with new travel friends or the quiet conversation with a fellow member as the lake turns to gold at sunset. We handle all the complexities, the internal flights, the transfers, and the logistics, so you have the freedom to simply be present. You'll be joined by a community of like-minded Canadians who share your curiosity and your preference for travel that is refined, enriching, and a whole lot of fun.
If you're ready to see New Zealand not as a typical tourist, but rather as a guest of the islands, I invite you to join us this upcoming season. Download the full e-brochure to see the details of our stays in Auckland, Rotorua, and Queenstown. I truly believe this is the most thoughtful way to experience this part of the world. I'm Gordon Dreger, and I look forward to welcoming you to New Zealand and to our community.